With everything dissected, I'm labeling the separate panels here. And this is all the back side. We flip this over. None of that is seen. Now, this is the front side. Here's the passenger seat. I labeled it passenger there. I labeled it passenger up there on that panel, which also has that eyelet in it. This is going to be a separate panel that comes all the way to the front. I also labeled that side panel there. This is the front that comes underneath the seat. Now you can see that I made marks here because that's a separate panel. You can see that it says, maybe you can see that, passenger side. So that passenger side panel comes all the way to the front here, and it's stitched together right here. And then I labeled the next one passenger front because it spans most of it. And this one is the center, the bench center, and that piece goes all the way up, one piece goes all the way up to the seatbelt area, and I have it marked there, seatbelt. And I have the seatbelt entrance, or ending of the seatbelt on both sides, and even on this panel, I've got that marked. Here's another panel. You can't, it's hard to see it, but here's where it ends. So it's a long, I don't know what you'd call that shape. A knife, a spear, something, a claw, a talon. And I've got this one over here. The passenger near the center, have the center, driver's side near the center. Back there that says the driver's seat. And we see the door panel, the door side over there. Driver's side panel. And the driver's side front corner. So all these items are accounted for. Now that those are accounted for, let's take a look at the piping. Okay, so we've got piping. One piece of piping going all the way back here. And this one piece of piping is non-stop all the way to the center. So again, one piece of piping from the corner here all the way up the front, around the front, and it goes all the way to the back. And here's another piece of piping that begins underneath the first piece. We'll figure that out as we go along. Okay, so I'll flip it over and then we can see how it's under there. So this is the front view. One piece of piping over there, and the two center pieces of piping that flare out toward the front of the seat. So it'll be the same thing on the other side. One long, two separate. So two long loops. Now back here, there doesn't appear to be any piping. Seems like there should be, though, to securely hold these into place. Here's wire. There's a long piece of wire that secures the whole panel down in back of the on the back of the frame of the seat. Okay, we've got these pieces that are stitched on. We've got foam. Okay, so this foam is what gives us, and this is the same foam. Okay, so extra foam. So we have something to make that, fill up those pleats. The pleats give it, the foam gives the pleats body right there. This foam, an additional piece of foam, fills in all those pleats. Okay, cool. Let's start taking her down. Okay, I'm ready to start dissecting it now. Now, as you can see, I'm going to start. This is the back of the car, the back of the seat. Okay, so here's the front seat. This black is only seen when you're sitting in the back seat looking at the back of the front seat. So I'm flipping this over, and now that it's inside out, oh, I wonder where that came from. I recognize it. It's the base of the seat. Shucks, I bet I just broke that off recently. Okay, so anyway, you can see this. We can see the stitching right here on this side. Flip it over, we can see the stitching on the other side, and I'm finding it easiest to go in the center. And I've started snipping the wires, snipping in here to find a place to start. So all this has been separated. No, it hasn't. There's only a couple of pieces that have been separated. But, so I'm working in the middle, separating them. It might even be easy just to go on the outside and cut them. Well, I'll find out. I'll let you know. Okay, so I've got the one panel off that you see from the back with the wire. Now I've got all this upside down. All of this upside down. And I'm separating this portion here. So while it's upside down, I'm keeping this intact with the piping on this whole section as I go around. And I think what's going to happen is, well, all this, we can see the different pieces. This is one piece. This is an altogether separate piece with the foam on it. Here's a section. Here's another section. We see how they overlap. Here we've got a reinforcement of something. I am curious. I wonder how this is going to unfold by the time I'm finished. Anyway, continuing on. Okay, I'm getting to one of the first junctions here. I'm still on the driver's side. We flip this over and we see driver's side upside down. Driver's side in the back here. This would be the front corner of the driver's side. So on this driver's side panel, we've got the first panel stitched together there, but when it's upside down, it looks a lot different. Not upside down, inside out. So inside out, we can see where the whole pattern for the center comes into play. So this whole ring of yellow is the pattern that has the pleats in it. Oh, I wish I could find it in the viewfinder. There we go. Okay. So this is all one item, but I have to try and separate it right here. Shucks, now I can't even see where I am. Okay, this is where I am. This is the panel that's stitched together. Wow, this is getting complicated. Here's the other side of the first panel. Okay, so all this whole panel, this whole piece that's all yellow, it's on the top. So this piece that I just finished doing, I should probably tape all this together so it doesn't tear apart by accident. Okay, I'll be back. Well, but what I wanted to say is this whole panel is going to be a separate panel altogether that goes over the top of everything. Okay, I'm still on the driver's side panel, inside out, and I found a seam. A seam with piping. Okay, so that's all the driver's side door panel. And that comes right to an end. Okay, I get it. Hope I caught that on film well enough. On video. So that whole section comes down here to piping. But this seam I don't understand. This is where two pieces of material meet. Maybe. I'm going to tape it together for now just in case. And my objective right now is to continue taking out this whole piece of foam, the middle insert that has the pleating on it. Okay, this is becoming difficult. We can see that this is the side, toward the driver's side, toward the driver's door. Toward the driver's door. Okay, and the piping is sticking out. So, and it's separated right there. So there's piping, and it's sewn onto the outside panel. But now I don't remember how this is sewn in there. But anyway, for now I'm gonna keep this all one section. So we can see driver's side, front side, center, and the center. I separated all this. Oh, here we go. So we can see that the piping is on top and the centerpiece. Oh, where's my hand? Right there. Okay. The centerpiece is underneath this piping. And the piping, as we can see, maybe, I hope you can see because I need this later on. Here's the centerpiece. All along here, I can stick my finger under here and grab just the piping that lays down on top of the centerpiece. And that's how it goes all the way to the end. And it'll probably be the opposite. No, it won't. But the piping again is on top over here. You can see the fabric from the piping. So the piping goes to the outside. It probably doesn't matter. Okay, onward. Okay, just another view here of the work before I completely disassemble it so we can see what goes over what. Okay, it's another day, and we're trying this some more. This piece right here, this, whatever this is, it's got the wire through it, and we've got a hog ringer right here. This is attached all the way on the back of the seat, and this is attached. This piece is attached. How can I word this? If you could stick your hand in between the back of the seat, the backrest, and the seat cushion, you could almost separate your hands back there. I mean, you put your hand right through everything, I think. Or maybe you couldn't. I've got this. It's in such sad shape, I don't really know where it starts and stops. It is still attached to the seat. So this is the driver's seat. It's still attached. I'm separating that right now. So we're looking at it inside out. And, oh, okay. It's still attached. So you can see there's a hem on the bottom and on the top. The top has the wire, the bottom one is hemmed over, and it's stitched right to some vinyl, part of this vinyl tab, this vinyl piece, panel. Okay, so that, got it. Excellent. I'm glad that I stopped doing this long enough to figure this out. So this piece right here that shows up, that has the grommet on it, that's what all this gets stitched to. And then let's see how that's on there. Okay, so this vinyl piece down here, the lighting is poor. This gets hemmed over that other hem, so we've got a double hem there that holds this one separate piece in place. And then the seat cushion, you can see the pleats here, those also get attached to that. So we're going to have, you know, this whole section here. Again, I've got the where's oh, okay, this grommet here, that's for the passenger side reclining seat. A cable goes through that. The other side does not have one, but when we get done, this whole piece is only going to have this attached to it. And let's find a place. We see that that's hemmed over, and that little hem over goes inside there, and that gets sewn into place. Okay, so that's two pieces there. Then we come over here and we can see, hopefully, that this separate piece gets attached to that. I didn't finish taking it off over there, but here you can see that I do have an entire piece sectioned off, removed. This piece is almost removed. I don't know why I left that on there. But here, this center piece with the cushion is completely removed. And that goes on top of there, nice and pretty. After I finish separating all this stuff, I'm going to go to Walmart and find myself some fabric and make a mock-up of my project. And we look over here and we have the bottom of the seat, and it is appropriately, we'll recognize it more when I pull it apart. I did tape it up in a number of places so nothing fell apart on me. Hopefully I've got enough video coverage of this to be able to reassemble it pretty close to original. I'm going to start out with fabric and then graduate to vinyl after I get a good fit with the cloth. Okay. Okay, we're in the driver's seat as you can see here, but we're upside down or inside out. And we get all the way over to this first piece of piping. We flip this whole thing back and we see this might be called a pull right here. It's a separate piece of, here we go. So this is a separate piece of stuff. There's some piping in there with extra fabric that's used to pull everything into place, I think. So if there's one over there, there should be one on this side. And there is. Okay, so I haven't taken this apart yet. This side's in much better shape. It's still intact. So that's just used to be able to pull hard to stretch something out. So as you can see, okay, that's still connected. But other than that, I have almost got this completely separated. Cool. Okay, we're really getting close. You can see that this whole section here is still connected, and it is on top of the back section. So again, this whole flap, what's left of it, passenger side seat it says down there, is from the bottom side on top of this back panel with the grommet. And as we flip this over, we can see that this same panel is underneath the piping, and this piping runs all the way up to the top. Okay.